Stephen, this kid really has it figured out.
I agree, Warren. He's impressive.
This kid really has it figured out.
Real asset, real payment.
What's this doing here?
They're still chasing
It's full of
stocks.
cash. This is incredible.
Volatility everywhere.
Mr. Buffett, why manufacture?
And this just
It's simple.
pays.
Undervalued assets with strong returns.
That's brilliant.
That's not speculation.
We've collateralized affordable housing to pay above average returns.
That's positioning.
This is a win for investors and communities.
If you understand this, you don't sell it.
Alden, what gives you an
fine.
edge?
Every move
Our technology is uniquely scalable.
And the long-term plan?
Well, our major objective is scale that business to $100 million.
I see.
Alden is really following everything I'm doing. He's copying my every move.
Mobile mailbox money. Let's see what this is about. Interesting concept. Daily payments from the Mailbox app.
Help! Let me out! I can't breathe out! Somebody please!
There are moments in markets where entire asset classes are misunderstood. Today, I'll be presenting how we've created a Warren Buffett level institution backed by affordable housing, not because they lack value, the misunderstood nature of manufactured housing, the entire asset class is misunderstood, but because they haven't been properly structured, it creates an opportunity to have an illusion that they lack value. With an institutionalized or scaled model providing investors passive rates of return in first lien positions backed by necessity housing. So in these moments, the people who recognize it early don't just invest in the opportunity, they build around it. What I'm going to introduce to you today, it's not a deal, it's not a product, it's not even a strategy in isolation. It's an institution built inside one of the most overlooked inefficiencies in the US economy. Let's define it clearly. This is not a mobile home business. It's not a traditional real estate company, and it's not simply a fund. This is a vertically integrated private credit platform backed by necessity housing. And everything inside this system is designed around one principle: control. Control of how assets are created, control of how cash flow is structured, and control of how capital is deployed. Every institutional platform begins with a dislocation, and today that dislocation is access to housing, not demand, access. But in the US right now, over 22 million renters are cost burdened. There is a structural shortage of affordable housing, and millions are locked out of ownership. These are not temporary conditions, people. They are structural conditions and structural problems. That creates durable opportunities. When you bring that macro into real estate markets like Phoenix, you begin to see the friction clearly. Home prices have reached levels that require income most households don't even have. Interest rates have repriced monthly payments beyond what most families can sustain. And as a result, the traditional path to ownership no longer functions of a large percentage of the population. This is not a cycle. This is structure. This is where markets get misdiagnosed. Most people think this is a housing problem. It's not. It's a financing problem. And it breaks down into three layers. First, the borrower exists, but cannot access traditional financing. Second, supply cannot scale fast enough. And third, capital has not organized efficiently around the space. So what's the opportunity and what are you left with? That's a very specific market condition: massive demand, constrained supply, and fragmented capital. That's not dysfunction, that's inefficiency. And inefficiency is where institutional returns are created. So instead of participating in one part of this market, we built the entire system. This is where the institution begins. We control 4 critical components: the asset, the borrower, the paper, and the capital. And when those 4 are aligned, you don't just participate in the market, you start to define it. Let me show you how this system actually operates. We acquire distressed or underutilized assets. We rehab and reposition them. We sell using structured seller financing, and in doing so, we originate notes. Those notes are then packaged, allocated, and capital is recycled back into the system. This is not a linear process. This is a continuous cycle, and that cycle is what creates compounding. What the system produces, it's not speculation, it's not structured income. These are long duration amortizing notes designed to generate consistent monthly cash flow that is not dependent on appreciation. This is not dependent on exit timing. This is income by design. And the reason this works is because it's built on structure. Every position is secured. First lien position, tangible asset backing, necessity-based demand for housing. Each borrower is underwritten. Each payment is structured below market rent or matching. And each deal is evaluated from both the asset and the income perspective. This is not speculation. This is structured lending. This is where the system scales through the fund. Capital is aggregated, deployed across multiple positions, and diversified at the portfolio level. This transforms individual notes into institutional exposure and allows the system to operate continuously at scale. Most people are still trying to understand the market. Others are building inside the gap. This is not about real estate. This is about building a financing machine, controlling the asset, controlling the paper, and controlling the capital. And when you do that, you don't just participate in the market, you become the institution. So that's how we create institutional cash flow. Here's a little view inside of some of the impact that we have here in the Arizona market with a happy buyer.
Hi, I'm Tim Smith, and this is my wife, Marlis. We sold our place in South Dakota, and it was almost a hurry-up deal. I responded to an ad I saw on Craigslist, and that's what put me in touch with Win Mobile Homes.
They listen, they're concerned. I really like the home that we have. It's comfortable. We have Arizona rule.
You want something that is virtually painless, and you have someone that stands behind what they sell you. This is the kind of person you'll be dealing with. I couldn't be any happier.
Alden Guajardo here today with Win Mobile Homes. Just want to thank you for viewing this video. If you're at all interested in anything we have to offer, feel free to reach out to me direct at 602-888-2274. So call today.
So that's Win Mobile Homes. We're the largest dealer of manufactured housing here in Arizona. Have done 400 transactions. That's about $30 million in manufactured home sales and seller financing. And Silvercrest is receiving currently $19,000 a month in passive cash flow and a Warren Buffett investment strategy that's income-oriented investments. This is a note that we currently have for sale, $100,000 paying $1,200 a month.
You ever notice it's always at the worst time? Leaks, repairs, problems. That's what most people sign up for.
I chose something different. 3-bed, 2-bath, real home, real family.
But I don't manage it.
I own the payment.
96.5, first position.
No calls at dinner. Just getting paid. This is what the future looks like.
This is what it looks like to have impact in private credit, seller financing, providing the solution to affordable housing as an income-oriented investment strategy outside the stock market, outside of complications with landlord and tenant. We're receiving about $19,000 a month in passive cash flow in the fund. You can invest accredited and start earning a 10% interest return for a 1-year term, 12% interest paid quarterly for a 3-year term, or if non-accredited, you could buy one note with one investor and start cash flowing in as little as a 30-day program. Appreciate you viewing today. Go and view the other content that we have. Join our mastermind for free on Thursdays at 1 o'clock Arizona time. And that's one step closer to financial freedom. What do we call that? Mobile mailbox money. Invest today and start earning interest in as little as a 30-day program with Silvercrest Opportunity Fund, Reg D 506C, the Private Credit Alternative Investment Fund.